pre-trip video on vehicle 7017. We're going to be going over the basic components of the truck, as well as how to fill out the driver's log. First thing we're going to check out is the date, driver's name, vehicle number, trailer number if you have one, start odometer, payroll start, what time we're leaving the yard, what time we're returning to the yard, and your job start location. It should all be filled out legibly, printed in blue or black ink. First thing we'll check out with the truck is make sure the door's open. Doors open and close. Very good. We're going to check out the gross vehicle weight. Be located on the inside of the door here. You can see the weight. We also have the tire pressure highlighted as well. First thing we're going to do is pop the hood, pull the latch, come around the front side of the truck. On this guy, raise up on it. It's actually inside. A little trickier than before, but same latch mechanism. Same thing, no prop rod. We're on the hinges here as well. We're going to check the most important part underneath the hood is going to be the engine oil. Looking again for the little yellow circular end on the dipstick, clearing off the dipstick of all the excess oil to make sure we get a good read. I'm going to reinsert the dipstick into the engine. Very good. Pull it all the way out after it clicks, and the ideal reading is going to be between the two dots. A little hard to see on the video, but we're actually pretty low on this guy. So if you can see it, it's right down there almost below the first dot. So this is a truck that definitely needs some engine oil. To fill the engine oil, well, we're going to put our dipstick back in all the way first. All the way in. We're going to come over to this side of the truck, and you can see the cap on this side tells us what kind of engine oil it takes. You remove the cap, put the funnel in, put in your 5W20, and then replace the cap. Once you put the oil in the engine to get it to the right levels, you're going to want to check the oil again. So going over to that dipstick and pulling them out one more time. Checking on the battery, checking the terminals. We've got a little bit of corrosion on here that might need cleaned up. We're going to check out the windshield washer reservoir as well. It's right next to the battery. See if we might need a little shot in there as well. But we're also checking over the engine to make sure that there's no oil pooling, any puddling of oil anywhere it looks like it's been, especially since we've got such a low reading on this. Come over here to the air filter. You can see it tells you what kind of oil we want to put in it, how much oil we're going to put in it, and also to check your transmission fluid. With this truck, like all trucks, you're checking these fluids while it's cold. The transmission fluid, you'll have to wait until the truck heats up to check. That is denoted by a triangular dipstick, very similar to the oil, but this one you'll see has a triangle. This one you'll check once it's warm. Coming back over to the engine coolant, we've got the same as we've had on most of these trucks. We've got a fill line, minimum or maximum. Once we've decided whether or not we need to get any of that, we're going to pan over here to the brake fluid. Brake fluid again has a minimum or a maximum fill line. If you're noticing that you're daily or weekly filling your brake fluid, this is a major issue. You want to let someone know. This should not be something that gets touched that often. So if you are adding weekly or daily brake fluid, you are going to want to let someone know that your brakes are going to need looked at. Same thing on here. We have our power steering fluid. We've got a minimum and a maximum fill line. The cap on top if we would need to add it. We're going to take a look at the belts on this one. Right in the front here we can see no damage, no fraying, no wear and tear. Belt looks like it's in good shape. Very good. Close the hood. You're simply going to pull down on it. Now let's go in the cab. Start by checking our seatbelt, making sure our seatbelt latches properly. across your body and hear the click. Check out the front of our windshield here, see if there's any cracks, chips, or dings. This windshield appears to be pretty good. We're going to check out the wipers. We've got wiper action. And this one we also have the fluid coming out. Fluid not coming out of your windshield wipers is a DOT violation. You want to make sure you have fluid and it comes out. Next, we're going to check the horn, make sure the horn works. Horn does work. We're going to check the steering wheel. Fire up the truck, you're going to want to make sure the steering wheel turns in conjunction with the tires and that it's not too loose or too tight. We're going to check the defrost, make sure that our vents work. Coming out of the top, we're good. Coming out of the vents, we're good as well. In this truck, we're looking for a CB radio. I do not see one, so you would be equipped with a handheld radio on this truck. Let's check out our gauges. On this truck, on the far left, you'll see your oil pressure. You want that to shoot up to the middle, that's good. Next one you're going to see is going to be your fuel gauge. You want to make sure your truck has plenty enough fuel for the day, so we'll fill that to the full at the beginning of the day, top it off. Your two temperature gauges you'll see in the middle. One is your water temperature, the other one is your transmission temperature. When that transmission temperature heats up right around the middle, that's when you can check your tranny temperature. Other lights we see on here, we see the engine light as well as the tire pressure light. So the tire pressure light tells you that you're going to need to check your tires daily and that the sensors are not installed in the tires. Next thing we're going to check out is our parking brake. Simply to press down on the pedal, lift up on the release. Very good. Let's come around to the front of the truck. We're going to check out our headlights, make sure we can see. Headlights are good. Give me the high beams. High beams. Good. Give me four ways. Good. Give me the driver. Good. Passenger. Good. And we've also got a license plate in the front. Let's go around the back and we'll check out the back lights. Brake lights. Brake lights are good. Give me four ways. Four-way flashers are good. Give me the driver side. Good. Passenger side. Good. Give me the reverse. Backup lights we have, as well as a backup camera, the backup alarm. We have a license plate. Let's check out our board. Go ahead and turn the beacons on. Beacon lights I can see on the back, on the top. Looks like with this truck we're having a little issue with the lights on the top. We have them in the back, but not in the very front. So again, that would be one you would want to note on your vehicle deficiencies. Let's check out our aero board. Making sure all the lights are illuminated, nothing's missing, nothing's hanging off of the aero board. On this one I can see the back bottom left looks like it's about half lit. So that might be one we want to check on there. Go ahead. Checking all arrows here, that's the right, good. Straight bar is good. We got a couple lights out on the inside there, we can see those two on the left. Next. Good. We can still see our two are missing in there. Very good. So we've got a couple issues going on with the light board here. We want to make sure we're definitely making that noted. I come around to the inside of the truck. This aero board is stationary. It's always up, so there's no up or down on this aero board. Inside, your comp lights are auxiliary number 3. You'll turn those on. And then your other beacons are on this side here. So the one we're having trouble with right now is auxiliary 3. The other beacons that are working are the ones underneath the dash here. Very good. To turn on your aero board, you'll switch it from off to either day or night. Day is going to give you the brighter option. You're going to turn the knob. We'll change the direction of the arrow. Yep, and it also illuminates in the middle to show you what you have on there. It also tells you that those two lights look like they are missing in the back. Yeah. So again, another sign of a deficiency there, just showing that we're missing there. So yep, the two lights are out on the inside there in the middle. So that'd be something we want to note on our driver's log, absolutely. Okay. Let's take a walk around the outside of the truck and see what we see visually. We're looking for any dents, dings, any sign of damage. Pretty clean truck here, not a whole lot going on. Looks like we're in good shape. Let's check out the fuel door while we're here. On this one we don't have a fuel door, but it does tell us what type of fuel we put in there. That's gasoline only. We've got a gas cap. Make sure that turns and tightens good. Let's check out our tires while we're here. We're gonna look inside, take a look at the leaf springs. Make sure there's nothing cracked going on inside the leaf springs, all the way inside. We're gonna check for any loose or hanging items that we might see underneath. We're also looking to make sure that there's no oil puddling or anything underneath the truck as well. Let's dig into those tires. Let's give it a pressure test. Just give it a little pressure, make sure that it's holding the air that we want it to. Make sure that nothing's loose, nothing's out of the ordinary there. Check inside the tires to get a peek at the rotors. Again, we can see that the rotors look like they're in good shape, no gouging, nothing too damaged there. Brake pads are again a little tricky to see in here, but it is something we want to check. Lug nuts, we can also give a hand test here just to make sure they're not loose. Lug nuts look like they're tight. And we're going to give old honest Abe a try here again. Upside down. Pretty close. Tread depth on these we might want to take special attention to because you're just about seeing his whole head there. So again, a little bit of an issue there with the tires. So we've done everything in cab, we've done under the hood, we've done around the vehicle. Driver's items, we want to make sure that we have our driver's license on us, proper license for this vehicle, medical card for anything over 10,001 gross vehicle weight, proper PPE. Inside the truck you'll find your basic PPE, your hard hat, your safety glasses, your gloves. Here's our safety glasses, our gloves, and our high visibility vest. Toolbox is going to be for spray trucks only. 10 hours off duty applies to all drivers. Brakes are adjusted or self-adjusting. Cell phone use is prohibited. Seatbelts must be worn at all times, and we must stop at all DOT checkpoints. We saw the gross vehicle weight on the inside of the door when we started. Let's check out the height. Inside the cab we'll find some useful information. This not only tells us that there's no four-wheel drive, but that the height is 9 foot 10 inches, and the ignition fuse pass is on the side under the dash, passenger side under the dash. Lastly, on our checklist, we're going to look at noting any deficiencies. So we have this one with the comp lights not wanting to work. We have a couple lights out on the aero board. We have all things here that we want to list on the deficiencies, whether or not our vehicle is satisfactory, whether our trailer is satisfactory, and then our signature to verify the work we've done. Down at the bottom, you'll see the end time, the total time, and your end odometer. We're going to note any deficiencies that we've found throughout the day, whether or not our vehicle is satisfactory, and we're going to print and sign our name legibly in blue or black ink.